When making these simple, narrow, cylindrical vases, it's the internal shape that's so important, as the interior walls need to be positioned correctly in order for the vessel to not feel heavy. Despite being simple, they are deceptively difficult to throw, and when I make these, I make sure I'm working with clay that's been really thoroughly wedged. I also centre it and cone it, perhaps a bit excessively, and I tend to work with clay that's a touch on the firm side, as this will help the cylinder hold its shape later on. When I initially open up the centred lump of clay, I make sure to really flatten the base and create a stark right angle where the floor meets the wall. This way, when the clay is lifted up, no material is trapped inside at the bottom, which can otherwise become quite difficult to access the taller the cylinder becomes. I work slowly, and after each pull I'll spend some time compressing and levelling the rim, getting rid of any slight undulation if there is one. As I pull the clay up, if the walls distort outward, I'll collar it back in like so. Often this means converting stretched out clay from the bellied out portions into straight, vertical height, making the cylinder taller. And this is where ill-prepared clay will catch you out, as any air pockets or twists or undulations in the body can cause buckles to form in the walls of the pot, making it much more difficult to collar in safely. The thicker walls at the top can then be thrown thinner and taller, and once I'm happy with the overall shape, I use a long wooden throwing stick, which I insert inside and press the wall out with in a few spots, to make the internal wall as straight as it can be. If this alters the exterior shape, I don't mind so much, as I can just scrape it away at this stage, or wait until the cylinder is leather hard and do it then. The rim itself is left relatively thick. This will help the vase to keep its shape as it dries, and makes it easier to pick it off the wheel. The excess clay from around the bottom is then scraped away, and this area flattened. The good thing about these vases is they're really easy to lift away due to the narrow shape. I wire through, and then with dry hands I grasp, spin the wheel, and lift.